Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys my Crystal Beasts Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for the end of February 2018. With the release of the new Legendary Duelist Ancient Millennium, we got some really cool new Crystal Beast support, which is definitely a big step up for the deck. We still don't have the Pendulum monsters, sadly, for Crystal Beast, but I don't think they actually work as well with the deck since the new format limiting the Pendulum scales with the full setup you can make with your Crystal Beast monsters. But still, all in all, the deck is really fun, so let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. For starters, I run 3 Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, probably the best Crystal Beast as a whole. When it is summoned, you can place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell card. And if this face up card is destroyed while it's in the monster card zone, you can place it in a face up spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell card instead of sending it to the graveyard. So all the Crystal Beasts, for those who don't know, share that same effect to place in the spell and trap card zone, which is what you use for a majority of the different effects in the deck, involving around special summoning out your big monster, which is what I like, that they made it easier to get out cards like the Rainbow Dragon, and its new fusion version using the new cards in the deck. I also run 3 Topaz Tiger. I like Topaz just for its pressure that it can do with its 400 attack gain when it attacks, putting it at 2,000 attack in total. And like I said, all the Crystal Beasts have the same spell and trap send effect, so make use of that because I do run all 7 of the Crystal Beast cards in the deck now, just like I said, to get out the Rainbow Dragon easier. And I also run 2 Amber Mammoth. I do want to fully hollow out this deck eventually. I have a good amount of cards. I just didn't want to go all with all the different hollows in the deck, but eventually I will get super mammoths for sure. Mammoth, basically when a face-up Crystal Beast you control is selected as an attack target, you can change the attack target to this card, and it has the same effect. So it's kind of like a protection card for your other Crystal Beast monsters that are on the field. And also 2 Ruby Carbuncle. When this card is special summoned, you can special summon as many Crystal Beast cards as possible from your spell and trap card zone to the field. So what I like with Ruby Carbuncle and with Sapphire Pegasus just having to be a summoned ability, you don't really have to take care of the normal summon because you can use other things too, like the Crystal Beast spell and trap cards, and also with Monster Reborn being back, meaning an easy special summon from the graveyard to the field to make use of their different effects. And I also run 2 Cobalt Eagle, just liking the 2 numbers on the majority of the different Crystal Beasts, just for consistency to grab the ones you want. But we have new cards like the new Trap Fusion, which send them to the graveyard a lot faster, and they count for the graveyard as well for the special summon of the Rainbow Dragon. So its effect is once per turn you can target 1 face-up Crystal Beast card you control, return that target to the top of the deck. If this face-up card is destroyed while it's in a monster card zone, you can place it just like the other ones. But what I like about the place effect is like sometimes if you have those 1 of Crystal Beasts still on the field, you can place it back to use with the trap, which says you have to send the 7 different named Crystal Beasts. So for the ones you're running 1 of, if you end up having them in your hand or field, place them back with Cobalt Eagle to reuse for the trap effect, if you haven't already with the trap's shuffle ability. And then for the 1-ofs, the 1 Emerald Tortoise and the 1 Amethyst Cat to finish up the Crystal Beast lineup for the deck. Amethyst Cat has the attack directly, but inflict half battle damage, and Emerald Tortoise is you can target 1 monster you control that attack this turn, change the target to defense ability. Sometimes you can debate if you want to go back and forth between, you know, 2 Tortoise and 1 Cobalt, but I do like the 2 Cobalt numbers for the deck. And then as for the Rainbow Dragon, running 2 of this card, like I said, it's much easier now just for search setup and send setup with your trap card, and to search out the trap card with other cards like Rainbow Bridge. So much easier just to special summon this card out as a whole, and he's your big beater and one of your main monsters of the deck. So definitely I want to make full use of this. I've seen some people try out 3. I'm testing it at 2 and I like it at 2, so I'm going to stick with that number for now. But if there come time where I really want to go for it faster, I might bump it up to 3. But for now, like I said, comfortable with the 2. And that is it for the monster lineup. We're going for a pure Crystal Beast build just because those are my favorite types of builds to go for. off the deck. If you want to try Ghost Ogres and Ashes, if you have them, you can probably take those out for the trap lineup I'm running. Just a little more budget for a lot of people out there that prefer that build, but that'd be my one recommendation for that. But moving on to spells, I run 3 Crystal Blonde. You add 1 Crystal Beast monster from your deck to your hand, and place 1 Crystal Beast with a different name from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell. You can only activate 1 per turn, but this card just helps with your setup, giving you 2 Crystal Beasts that easily, 1 on the field, 1 in your hand to summon. Use or add Sapphire Pegasus, just meaning you can grab another one that much faster to help with a lot of the 1-ofs as well in the deck. And I also run 3 Rainbow Bridge. We got both of these cards, and they're definitely what the deck asks for. You add 1 Crystal Beast Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. Simple as that. And I run a lot of 1-ofs with the Crystal Beast spells and traps, so being able to search what you need with just the triple of, much better in my opinion, because if you run too many of the other versions, there'll come times where you'll draw multiples and you won't really need the multiples, but being able to search for what you need is much better in my opinion. And I also run 2 rare values. This is draw power. If there are 2 or more face-up Crystal Beast cards, spell and trap card zone, your opponent chooses 1, sends it to the graveyard, and draw 2 cards. Like I said, it's just draw power. That's one thing that the deck definitely needs more of, so this card definitely helps for that. Just 2 though. 3, I would end up with too many rare values and not enough ways to get the spell and traps in the basically the spell and trap card zone. And then for the 1-ofs of the crystal cards, 1 Crystal Promise. This works just like I said with Sapphire Pegasus and Ruby Carbuncle. If you can't do the graveyard plays because they're in the spell and trap card zones, this card works just as well. Crystal Blessing, you select 2 in your graveyard, place them in the spell and trap card zone, so easier ways for the graveyard sends after like the trap is used. 1 Crystal Beacon. If there are 2 or more, you can special summon 1 from your deck. Easy special summon, like I said. 4 and 1 Crystal Abundance. The 1 of this just helps with destruction abilities on the field, clearing your opponent, and special summoning a lot of Crystal Beasts for those good plays there. And then for the generics, I just run the Regeki and the Dark Hole, because with the Rainbow Dragon, these cards, clearing your opponent's field and hitting for big numbers, very, very powerful. To get off. The Monster Reborn, like I stated earlier, helps with the special summon of cards like Carbuncle and Sapphire Pegasus, or even just grabbing something in your opponent's graveyard to use on the field for maybe like some link summoning plays or something like that. And the 2 Twin Twister, sending Crystal Beast to the graveyard to reuse with some of your other spell and traps, clearing your opponent's back row because they'll mostly stop at nothing to get your special summons off, and keeping big cards like the Fusion, Ultimate Crystal, and the Rainbow Dragon off the field. And that's it for the spells. Moving on to traps, I run 3 Ultimate Crystal Magic. When your Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle, you can send 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names from your hand, deck, and or face up on the field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Ultimate Crystal Fusion monster from your extra deck. It is treated as a fusion summon, and if a face-up Ultimate Crystal monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, place any number of Crystal Beast monsters from your graveyard face up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. So basically, you reuse this card and your other Crystal Beasts as much as you can, meaning you could possibly get off multiple Ultimate Crystal Over Dragon. It's called Rainbow Over Dragon, basically, and called Ultimate Crystal on the card art. But with the send effect and then the multiple Crystal Beasts you run, you can fill up your field and then use those other ones with this card for the send effect once again. So it's just way too good. I love running 3. You get off the effects so much, and getting that big dragon out, most of the time being a 4,000 attack point monster, your opponent's going to have a difficult time just getting over in general, and having to use their card effects to do so. And like I said, for the finishing traps, 2 strike, 1 judgment, and 1 warning to finish up the trap lineup. Very light trap lineup, and the traps I do run are ones that won't stick around, basically. Ones that I can use and manipulate their effects, so they're not dead on the field most of the time, because I want to save as many open spaces in my spell and trap card zone for my Crystal Beast plays. And that is it for the main deck. Now moving on to the extra. I only have one Rainbow Overdragon, but you could potentially run more because, like I said, the trap card just recycles so many different things. So you are able to get out more than one of these if you really wish to, depending on the playstyle and combo moves you did in that turn. You need seven Crystal Beast monsters. This card's always treated as an Ultimate Crystal card, which is the text they changed on the Rainbow Dragon as well. Must be fusion summoned or special summoned by attributing one level 10 ultimate crystal monster, in which case you do not use polymerization. Once per turn, you can banish one crystal beast monster from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the banished monster until the end of this turn, and you contribute this fusion summon card to shuffle all cards in the field in the deck. It is crazy how many awesome plays this card can do. With the Rainbow Dragon, another potential as to why I would want to bump it up to 3 for the tribute effect to get this card out. But most of the time with the 1 cent effect of the trap, you'll have that to go off of, and then just all the Crystal Beasts you need in your graveyard and on your field to get out the also powerful Rainbow Dragon. And then I also run 2 Mrs. Radiant, plenty of Earth Crystal Beast monsters to run to get this Link monster out with the good arrows. When we get the Wind one, it'll work just as well with cards like Sapphire, Pegasus, and whatnot. 1 Proxy Dragon, 1 Borreload, 1 Decode Talker, and 1 Akashic to finish up the Link lineup, just so you have options for your different monsters. And for the Xyz, Lightning Chidori, I run a Cobalt Eagle, another good reason why I run it at 2, and the Sapphire Pegasus, so plenty of wins to use. Tornado Dragon, Diamond Dire with the Beast Monsters, Dark Rebellion, Castel, Baguska, Abyss Dweller, and for the level 3s, 1 Leviair the Sea Dragon to get back your banished ones to reuse as well to finish up the extra deck. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to really enjoy testing out the deck some more because I've always been a big fan of the Crystal Beasts, and this support just made the deck oh so much more fun. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Twig out.